It's now time for the Coaches Show on News Talk 1250 KBRF and KBRFradio.com, presented by the Viking Cafe and brought to you by the Minnesota Motor Company, Lake Region Healthcare, Nelson Auto Center, Quality Toyota, and by Running Stitches. Now for the Coaches Show presented by the Viking Cafe, here's Craig Olson.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Coaches Show presented by the Viking Cafe, who presented us already with a really good breakfast, blueberry pancakes and bacon. Hard to beat that. And we are going to start by talking playoff basketball. Matt Johnson's here. I wrote in my article on the website that that game Wednesday night defined the term March Madness, Matt. I mean, the Otters went to Wilmer, for those of you who have been under a rock this last few days in Fergus Falls, and beat the Cardinals 80-79 in overtime on a buzzer-beating corner three by Micah Johnson. That summarizes what happened, but what a ball game. And I know in your comments, I listened after the game, Jason had John, and you said what an incredible playoff basketball game, and that's one for the ages.
I'll never forget that one. I know the kids won't either. You think of everything that goes into a season. For high school kids, and the highs and the lows and the emotional roller coaster it can be, and the work that kids have put in for an entire year, an entire call it a lifetime, right? They're pretty young guys, but and it kind of comes to fruition, a culmination here at the end of it. And you talk about March Madness, and the highs and the lows and the experiences are so fun. And I haven't been a part of very many high school basketball games that compare to that one, and the end, right, is the cherry on top. But I think 17 or 18 lead changes, no lead greater than 6, and it wasn't a rock fight, right? Sometimes you get done with those and you're like, geez, we won 45-43. That was awful. And this is when you get done and hey, we were trying. As coaches, we're on the bench going, how do we stop them? Right? They're running great stuff. They're peripheral guys, right? Their role guys are knocking down shots. So what are we going to do to stop them? And I think they were having the same discussions, right? Mm-hmm. How are we going to get stops? What do we do? What do we alter, change, tweak? And so just a really good basketball game. Great environment. Wilmer hosted really well. They were super gracious in defeat. Their community, I thought represented them really well. I think it's worth mentioning how respectful they were of us in our victory, when I think their feelings were probably pretty hurt. Sure.
Yeah. In fact, Jason Retzloff, who did a marvelous job on the call, by the way, I really enjoyed listening this year. I haven't done any basketball, but I've been listening to a lot. And we've got such a great crew of announcers, but that's for another show when I can talk about them a little more.
They deserve
it. Jason told me, Matt, that at the end of the game, he's on his post game, and Wilmer fans are coming by and giving him fist bumps and saying, what a great game. Your kids really played hard. So you love to see that. That's sportsmanship, at its highest level, not whining about this call, that call, whatever. We got gypped here tonight, but it's good to see that kind of sportsmanship.
In the world of everybody's got a camera out, videoing and complaining, and you see so many of the awful things that happen, and some do.
Right.
You take for granted, or maybe don't give the attention to the great moments. And if you can't watch that game and walk away and go, all of those kids gave everything they had, played really good basketball. We should be really proud of every kid that got on that court, and that's hard when the game's emotional. And if your team's on the wrong end of that, those hurt. I've been there, and it's not easy to be gracious in defeat.
Right.
And so credit to them. I thought our fans, our community traveled well, supported us. We needed every one of them there to help carry us through, give us momentum, and really cool for Micah to hit that shot right in front of our student section, and to get to celebrate the way they got to celebrate.
Okay, before we delve more into the game as a whole, let's go right to that play, the game-winning play, and that shot. Set it up for us, because there are two schools of thought when you get the ball in a game like that and you're coming down the floor. Let the kids play or take a timeout and set something up. You elected to let them play, but you wound up taking a timeout. So explain all that.
Yeah, I'll go back to regulation when they scored to tie it with 10 seconds to go. and our guys know we're gonna go. I'm not calling a timeout unless it looks ugly, unless they bottle us up, unless there's nothing going. I'll call one, but you guys are gonna attack the rim, and we're gonna take the first good look we get. And I thought at regulation, right, it didn't pan out. Pee Wee attacked, they double, tripled. He had a really pretty tough look at it, and that's not a fault of that's just how it panned out. And we got into overtime. We had called a timeout with 20-ish seconds to go, a little more than that, right? And on the far sideline from us, and we had called a timeout, drew something up for our guys, and the way they guarded that, I didn't like going back to a similar look, just the way they were guarding the inbounder, which was Micah. And so as the whole thing transpired, right, you got a lot going through your brain, processing what we want to go to if we get back to that. Pee Wee downhill, attacked, kicked out. I think it was Trent right in front of me, and I knew there was 8 second-ish. Could have let him attack, but as he was kicking, when he got to that spot in the paint, it felt very much like the end of regulation where he didn't get a great look. And so I'm screaming timeout as he kicked it out. 6.2-ish seconds to go right in front of us. And the way they had guarded, I knew they played Micah really on the high side of inbounding. So to get anything inbounded up at the top of the key was going to be really difficult, just the way they were playing him. So we sent Nolan away to the other side as kind of a decoy. I've been known to throw a lot of flare skip passes in that situation. Dominic Aguilar hit a big one on a Brad Stevens
in
play.
Alexandria.
Yes. Yep. And so anybody that's been around me and Wilmer, people would have seen some of that. I wanted to go to something a little bit different. So we decoyed away. Pee Wee set a nice flare screen to Micah in the corner, and Micah said, "What do you want me to attack the rim?" I said, "No, I want you to hit this so we can go home." And it was kind of a cool moment for that. And the shot he hit was incredible. Going to the deep corner, great screen from Pee Wee, great pass from Trenton and Avery Christensen, who is their Division II kid, really good basketball player, 6'3", athletic kid. Contested. And when you rewind that from some of the views that I've seen, I mean, he was within an inch of blocking that shot.
Wow.
He getting a piece of it. So, and nothing but net. And I thought really telling of our kids. Somebody said, "How did Micah react?" I said, "He sprinted to play defense." That's it, right. Like so Micah-esque. That he got to the next play, and they didn't really. They had a timeout, and with a second could have called it. I think they were shell shocked enough that they didn't call the timeout, so they had a last second heave that I don't know if it even was on time. But yeah, just really cool to see our kids execute, be focused in the moment, to make a big play. I've had conversations with Micah throughout the year, but nobody puts in more work, and nobody has over the last 15 years. Just a gym rat, and it's ball handling and it's passing. It's not. He just works tirelessly. And at times I think he looks at me and goes, "Okay, all that work, my shot's not going in today." I know, keep doing the work. And to have call it a validation moment, right? All that work, the unseen hours, the sweat in the early mornings and the summer afternoons that nobody knows happens. You're not doing it for a show or an audience. You're doing it because you love the game and you want to be the best player you can be. And so couldn't happen to a better kid. I'm a little biased there as family, but just an absolute epitome of what you want your kids in your program to be like.
Yeah. And how many times have we said this year, Mike is not going to get you 20 points a night, but he's going to get you so many other things. But he's capable of getting 20 a night, and we said that many times. And what he had, 22 the other night.
Yeah,
right?
I think in football, the coaches started calling him Big Mike, which pretty funny. I think they used the old Michael Jordan commercials, want to be like Mike. They did some really fun stuff with him. And so leading up to the week, one of my predictions was that we'd get playoff Mike. And I said that because last year during playoffs down the stretch, he played really well for us. He shot the ball really well in the playoffs last year. He's a kid that I don't think is afraid of the moment. He's a kid that he's so steady, right? I just play the same way all the time. And so I'm not surprised. I'll be really honest. I'm not surprised. There's a reason we drew that play up for him. And I could have easily justified drawing that up for Nolan or for Pee Wee. as kids who have made a lot of tough shots. But Micah had already hit 3. He was just steady all night. He had a finish in overtime going to his left hand. They went up 70. What was it? They went up 4.
76, 72. I think.
Yeah, that's what. And he had a left hand finish at the end of a shot at the end of the shot clock. That was elite level, right? He just made plays all night. And then he's also being asked to guard their best player, who's one of the best scorers we see all year. And so the things he does for us is pretty special.
Well, and what comes into your mind thinking about their defense? Because you mentioned could have gone to Henry, could have gone to Nolan. They're your 2 key 3-point shooters over the course of the season. I mean, Micah was like the number 3 option. If I'm defending that play, I'm not expecting Micah to do it.
Yeah, Avery Christensen is their guy in their article in their newspaper. That was his comment. He made really complimentary. He said, Johnson's a great player. He's been in the program forever and is a terrific basketball player. But that's not who we thought it was going to.
Yeah.
And so there's a gameplay of that, and it's why I think Anthony Edwards is incredible, because everybody knows where it's going. They still give it to him and he still hits the shot. Well, at the high school level, that's a little harder a lot of times just to get off a clean look. So you balance, are we going to our hot hand? Are we going to our best player? Are we going to go to a one of the other guys that they don't expect you to go to? And sometimes that's the best option, right? You're going to get a cleaner look and you trust that kid, then maybe that's the way to go. And I'm a gut guy, and somebody said, well, how do you decide? And I go with my gut.
Mm-hmm.
I had a buddy, an Alaska coaching buddy, called me after the game to congratulate, and I described it to him, and I said I drew it up for Micah, who percentage-wise isn't going to look like our best shooter. So, well, did you think how you'd explain that after the game if he missed? And I just said, No, I didn't think of that, because you go with your gut, and I trust our kids so much, right? Whether that's Micah, whether it's Nolan, Pee Wee, Jacob Gents, Trenton, Cam, Eli, I'll give it to any of them. I trust them, and I'll go with the gut in the moment of what play and action might get us the best look we can possibly get. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Pretty fun that one worked out the way it did.
Yep, absolutely. And Trenton was double digits for you. Hit a nice reverse layup there was that in overtime or the end of regulation? I can't remember now. But
I think that one was regulation, but it's all a blur to me.
It's all a blur.
I honestly haven't watched all of it back in detail. That'll be a fun and next.
Yep.
In 2 or 3 weeks kind of thing.
Yeah. So fun to have Trenton back too, and that just makes everything better for you. You're deeper now.
Yeah, his length and athleticism. He had a couple of steals defensively that were really big for us. He can finish around the rim, and he's made it hard on us to figure out who we want on the floor at the end of games. To be honest, Cam's a kid that's done a really good job for us and has had some really good moments. Eli Fullhart has rebounded really well for us, knocked down some big shots. So I feel like those guys give us some options at the end of the game on who we can go with, and throughout the game. We rely so heavily on those guys to fill their roles, and they all did a great job. And really nice to have him back. Handles the ball really well, so it kind of gives you that bigger guard that if you need some ball handling, scoring ability, that's a kid that can do it for you.
And surprise, surprise, you get a home game tonight. Sauk Rapids Rice coming in because they bumped off St. Cloud Apollo. You were the higher seed between you and Sauk Rapids Rice. I mean, did you see that coming?
Not at all. Going through the handshaking line, Matt Williams, former Wilmer head coach, does radio for those guys.
Yep.
As I'm about to shake their head coach's hand, I hear Matt, and I look over at the scorer's table where he's doing radio. He says, "You're hosting on Saturday." Like
what?
Huh? Yeah. Sauk got him. Okay, let's go. And to be honest, whatever team you play, the excitement, we had a lot of excitement on our end just because it's a home game.
Right.
And so I don't think our guys had a care on who they were going to see.
Right.
They feel pretty confident and are excited for the next challenge, no matter who it is. But certainly the fact that you get a home game, they were pretty excited for that opportunity. Sauk Rapids is Jason Allen does such a good job coaching his teams. They're always going to be physical and tough and gritty, which translates well to playoff basketball. Offensively, they'll be pretty versatile. He'll play 12 kids. So scouting reports can be a little bit tricky figuring out which kids on which night he's going to use. And I think he kind of just mixes and matches until he finds a recipe that's working that night. but we'll have to be ready. He'll run a bunch of different defenses. Offensively, he likes to control the game, so he'll run 20 different sets. So the prep has been kind of fun. We like that as coaches to figure out, okay, which action sets, defense, what do we think he's going to do? How are we going to prioritize what we want to do and keep it as simple as we can for our guys so that they're playing free, not overthinking. And that's been the last 2 days. I'm so thankful for Ryan Johnson, Brad Strand, Taylor Foose. I've got the best coaching staff. I really can't say enough good things about those guys and the way they're helping our guys prep for awesome. Playoff, and then along with the guys that are on the court helping us prep. It's pretty fun.
6:00 tonight at Kennedy.
At Kennedy, yep.
All right, Otters and the Storm. And then a berth in the section championship game on Wednesday night is at stake. So
can't wait.
I know. All right.
Make
Thanks, Matt. You'll have a jam-packed vocal crowd tonight, no doubt about it. Matt Johnson joining us talking Otter boys basketball. We're going to talk Otter wrestling. Adam Schlepp is here. We're going to talk about Nolan Field State appearance and just give a little recap on the season for the Otter wrestlers, and we'll do that after we take time out. Don't forget to text the keyword Viking to 321-1926 for your chance to win a $25 gift certificate from the Viking Cafe. And we'll be back with more on the Coaches Show presented by the Viking Cafe.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
A fresh shipment of brand new Buick Enclaves and Buick Envisions has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. If you've been waiting for the perfect SUV, now's your moment. The spacious, refined Buick Enclave with 3 rows of comfort and confidence. Or the sleek, stylish Buick Envision that is smart, smooth, and ready for where life takes you. Buick, exceptional by design. Minnesota Motor. South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Lake Region Healthcare knows what all coaches know. It takes tons of teamwork, great amounts of grit, and heaps of hustle to triumph. Lake Region Healthcare, supporting and celebrating our high school athletes.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls is proud to sponsor area athletics. Nelson Auto knows the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls.
Running Stitches Embroidery in Fergus Falls is West Central Minnesota's leader in high-quality screen printing and custom embroidery. Whether you're looking for a one-of-a-kind custom job or need to outfit the entire team, Running Stitches Embroidery will be there when you need them.
What's your number? I drove 60 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota. I drove 45 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
Welcome back to the program. We're talking Otter wrestling. Adam Schlepp is with us. I remember Adam when he was a youth wrestler. And now he's got boys who are youth wrestlers in the program, and he's the head coach of the varsity. So time flies, doesn't it?
It sure does, Craig. Thanks for having me today.
No problem. It's great to have you in to talk about your team. And we need to start with Nolan Field, who competed at state last weekend, finished 6th in his weight class at 285. And just a great season for Nolan. And it wasn't easy to get to state for him, was it?
No. Nolan had to battle through the section tournament. TJ Fuller, who ended up making the state championship match at heavyweight, bumped up from 215 to heavyweight. He had lost to 2 other guys in the section at 215 pounds, and they thought that that would be a good route for TJ to go, and so that's who we ended up seeing in the finals, the section tournament Saturday, a couple Saturdays ago, and lost a heartbreaking match. Questionable calls here and there, and things just didn't really go our way. And the unfortunate fact of that was 40 minutes later he had to wrestle another match against the 10th ranked heavyweight in the state, Joseph Bruggeman from Thief River Falls. We get about 30 seconds into that match, and Bruggeman doesn't have a whole lot to lose, and he attempts a throw and puts Nolan on his back. Nolan spends a minute and 30 seconds fighting for his life, trying not to get pinned. And with about 12 seconds left in the period, Nolan's able to score an escape. They went out of bounds. They reset. He escaped in the final 12 seconds of the first period. But Nolan found himself down 7-1 in a must-win match to make the state tournament at the end of the first period. So took some heart, took some grit to come back from that. And pretty epic performance. It's one that I know I'll be talking about as a coach for many years to come.
Wow, with everything online, either you're going to go to state or you're not,
Yep.
Just, wow.
And I would tell you about 99% of kids would have quit right then and there. And Nolan just wanted it that bad, refused to quit. And second period ended up, we got another escape. I think it was 7-2 at the end of the second period. Third period, we were fighting for a takedown, and Brugman got a little bit out of position, and we were able to put him to his back. And with about 10 seconds left, Nolan actually got the fall. So,
nice.
It was, I know, a big relief for him and for our coaching staff. Nolan had set that goal last spring with one of our assistant coach, Coach Drew White. They did a lot of freestyle and Greco this summer. We have open room 4 days a week in the summer, and Nolan was there 2 to 3 nights a week.
Yeah.
Plus training in Perham, plus training for freestyle and Greco, plus training for football. He's one of those diehard kids, and you just want to see him have the success they deserve. And so, it was awesome to see him make it. And then couldn't be more proud of his performance at Grand Casino Arena last weekend.
Hey, you got to wrestle 6 matches down there.
Yeah, it's double elimination now.
Yeah.
So it used to be if you lost your first match, and then the opponent who won lost his next match, you were eliminated from the tournament.
Right.
Now they have a true wrestle back to third place. And so, we lost to the champ in the first match. A tough kid from Waseca, and wrestled hard. Went 3 periods with him. Even Fuller in the finals, I think it was about a 45-second match. He got stuck. Very tough kid. Had a great tournament, and he's a senior, so he graduates. And next year, Nolan's hoping to take that bracket down. Yeah. But second match, we wrestled a kid from South St. Paul. Another really neat experience for me as a coach, because you would remember the name Abram Aho.
Oh, yes.
Abram was his coach.
Oh, okay.
So our second opponent, Henderson, who we wrestled from South St. Paul, I got to coach against a former wrestler of mine. And so that was really neat.
Well, you want to beat him then, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And he wants to beat you.
Of course. But no, we had talked afterwards and shook hands and caught up. It was really, really nice.
Yeah.
So, and then Xander Plath, our second match, or our third match of the tournament, second match on Friday. Some history there too. Nolan had lost to him twice in NYWA youth state tournament. I believe it was like 6th grade and 8th grade. And so a little bit of history there. And Nolan was able to win a fantastic match 2-1. And the final score ended up being 5-1. We got a takedown at the end, but it was 1-0. We were losing with about 30 seconds left. Nolan was working his way to his feet, and our opponent actually locked his hands. So we got a clasping point. At that point, it was tied 1-1 with about 18 or 20 seconds left. Nolan was able to earn an escape, so we went up 2-1. And in the final 5 seconds, he had to try something. Xander did, and didn't work out for him. Nolan ends up with a takedown. We end up winning 5-1 in a great match. And then next round would be Saturday morning. We call it the blood round. We got to win, or we don't make. We're one match away from making the podium. And I think to that, there's some pressure and stress because, again, this is a goal that Nolan had all spring. And we were wrestling a kid from Piers. His name is Henry Hoffman. He had a record of 36-15 at the time, and very dangerous with the headlock. And that's nerve-wracking for a coach because you can be up 10 points, and if he headlocks you and it's tight and he puts you on your back, it might all be over. So, and that's kind of how the match went. Nolan came out and was able to stay out of the headlock and just dominated. We scored 2 takedowns, 2 escapes, several near fall points. I believe it was 10-1 or something like that late in the third. I think we ended up winning like 13-1 or 13-2. And great victory for Nolan, for auto wrestling, for his family, for our coaching staff. Really, really proud of Nolan, what he was able to accomplish there.
Yep.
And at that point, we knew we were guaranteed the podium.
Yep.
So wrestled a real tough kid from Lake Crystal Welcome Memorial, junior. So that young man will be back probably in Nolan's bracket again next year. Somebody we've kind of got our eye on and hoping to beat next year in the state tournament.
Yeah.
Should be coming into next year's state tournament with a much better seed or draw too. They seed the top 8, draw in 9 through 16, and Nolan drew the 15 spot.
Yep.
So next year I would anticipate that we should be seeded. Kind of felt like we should have been seeded this year based on some of our common opponents, but is what it is. And next year I'm confident that he should come in and have a little bit better route to the championship match.
Well, he's definitely going to be motivated this offseason to do what he does. So
absolutely, and such a great kid and hardworking kid. We talked after the tournament, and he's like, I think I'm going to take a week off, and then next Monday, so this coming Monday, he's like, I think I want to be back on the mat.
There you go. He's ready. Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, and you've got a lot of underclassmen coming back because you only lose 2 seniors, so that's good. And of course, you always miss the 2 seniors.
Absolutely. Max Brunn. I've been a part of the program since he was 3 feet tall, and same with Jacob Froning. We're going to definitely miss those guys. Jacob was a captain the last 2 years. Just hard to replace those kind of kids.
Yeah.
Great in the classroom, great on the mat, great with their peers, great with coaches. Really proud of his leadership over these last couple years, and he really got to end things in a nice way too. Jacob had a tough weight at 139 for a section tournament, and first match of the tournament even we draw a kid from Sauk Center, Teddy Weichman, who Jacob had never beaten in his career. Jacob was, I can't remember if he said 0-5 or 0-6 against, and Jacob went out and first match of the section tournament beats a kid he hasn't beaten in his entire career, and he made the podium as a senior during the section tournament, and really proud of Jacob for that.
Now, Max was at the same weight that Nolan was at, right?
Yes.
So how big a factor was that in Nolan's success to go up against him in the weight or the wrestling room on a regular basis?
I think it helped. Max did have some injuries from football coming in. Actually, Jacob did too. Both their seniors came in a little banged up from football. Needed a little time at the start of the year. We had Leopold Ashley, Trygve Ringdahl at the start of the year was there helping as well. But I think another person who deserves some credit for working with Nolan is our coach, Drew Ross. Drew came in and wrestled with Nolan 2 to 3 days a week to just help him wrestle big, strong, athletic guys. And, having Max around to push him, especially at the end, was very, very helpful to Nolan.
Yeah. You had some other guys reach the podium in the section meet, including Levi Budke was third, Rorik Hage and Wyatt Wilson had 5th place finishes for you. Leo Ashley was 6th. So those guys had tasted some section success, which can only motivate them during the off season.
Absolutely. Yeah. No. And starting with the little guys, Wyatt, 107, 7th grader. 25 wins on the year, fantastic year as a 7th grader, making the podium at a very tough 107-pound bracket. Great experience for him. I know he's extremely hungry. He's wrestling right now with a few other 7th and 8th grade guys every day after school with Coach Samp, getting ready for NYWA state. That's youth state that runs through 8th grade. Super excited for his future and what that looks like. Rorik Hage is a senior. He's placed several times now in the section tournament, and done a great job managing his weight these last couple years. I feel like if we can manage our weight again this next year as a senior, Rorik could be in a spot to do some great things on the mat.
Okay.
Really proud of Leo. Leo Ashley is a second-year wrestler. He's jumped into the frying pan last year, halfway through the season, wrestling varsity and trying to help the team where he could and when he could. And to see the improvement that young man has had this season, our entire coaching staff is just beyond impressed with what Leo was able to do in 4 months' time.
Yeah.
He really, to get wins at the section tournament and to place and to, fantastic finish for Leo. So.
And Levi won his 75th career match, right?
Yep. Jacob Fronting hit 50 this year too, and I'll come back to some of those milestones. But going back to Levi's section tournament, fantastic section tournament. Wrigley Clark, undefeated from Park Rapids, senior, real tough. And then Dresden Wegscheid from Perham were the two men that finished above him. We never did get to see Wrigley Clark all season or in the tournament. We lost to Dresden in the section tournament, who lost to Wrigley, and so we could not get a true second match. But even in his third place match, he had to beat a Becker from Alexandria, who would get lost to twice in the previous probably 3 weeks. And they weren't necessarily close matches. In the duel with Alexandria, I believe we lost by 10 or 11 points. In the team section tournament, I believe we got pinned in the first or second period by him. And Becker was really on a tear. He was really, really looking good. And Levi finished his season by dominating that third place match and finishing your season how you'd like to, on top, winning and finishing
great.
in the odds. And really proud of the season that Levi had as a captain and as a wrestler.
Well, unfortunately, time will not allow us to continue, but great season, Adam. Great finish to the season. Congratulations to the Otter wrestlers, and thanks so much for coming in and spending the last 20 minutes recapping your Otters.
Yeah, thank you very much. Really appreciate it, Craig.
All right, that's Adam Schlepp, the head coach of the Otter wrestling team. Not a lot more to come here. Otter girls basketball is next on the schedule. Nick Keel, assistant coach, will join us as we continue our Coaches Show presented by the Viking Cafe.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
A fresh shipment of brand new Buick Enclaves and Buick Envisions has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. If you've been waiting for the perfect SUV, now's your moment. The spacious, refined Buick Enclave with 3 rows of comfort and confidence. Or the sleek, stylish Buick Envision that is smart, smooth, and ready for where life takes you. Buick, exceptional by design. Minnesota Motor. South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Lake Region Healthcare knows what all coaches know. It takes tons of teamwork, great amounts of grit, and heaps of hustle to triumph. Lake Region Healthcare, supporting and celebrating our high school athletes.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls is proud to sponsor area athletics. Nelson Auto knows the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls.
Running Stitches Embroidery in Fergus Falls is West Central Minnesota's leader in high-quality screen printing and custom embroidery. Whether you're looking for a one-of-a-kind custom job or need to outfit the entire team, Running Stitches Embroidery will be there when you need them.
What's your number?
I drove 60 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota. I drove 45 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
I didn't lie. I just was misinformed. I thought Nick Keel was going to be here, but here's Josh Steer, the head coach of the Otter girls basketball team.
Yeah, you know, such a disappointment to have me here today as opposed to Coach Keel. But hey, happy birthday, Craig.
Thank you, Josh.
39 today?
Boy.
Somewhere around there?
No, I don't remember 39. I do remember 43, however.
Do you?
Yes. Because on my 43rd birthday, David's already heard this once this morning, the Spartans won the national championship in men's basketball.
Sure. Yeah.
And I was out in Oneonta, New York, doing my coaches show at this time on a payphone because we didn't have this fancy stuff we have now.
Yeah.
And 4 guys who were Otter fans and had connections to the Spartans, or Spartan fans who had connections to the team and connections to me through church, all of a sudden started singing happy birthday to me in the quartet version as I'm doing my interviews, throwing me off totally.
You thought Coach Keel and me swapping was tough. Happy birthday in a payphone.
But I'll never forget it.
No?
I mean, Steve Jensen, Jerry Tungseth, Bill Abramson, and Tim Swedberg, and they harmonized well.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Man, you're good with names. You got a better brain than I do.
And the Spartans went on to win it on my birthday.
Well,
happy
birthday. That's the best birthday present you could have got.
Every time we stopped to eat on that road trip, somebody would tell the waitress, hey, it's his birthday. It didn't matter if it was my birthday or not. It was a week after. I had so many desserts that trip.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
It's good for you.
Enough about me. Let's talk about the Otter girls basketball team because it was a tough week. I mean, the Otters had a tough assignment with a Wilmer team that you're very competitive with. You beat them during the regular season, and I thought, mentioned pretty well that they had a lot of defenses they threw at you, but you thought you adjusted. You got some good looks. But if the ball doesn't go in the basket, it's hard to win a game, and you just did not shoot the ball well.
No, coaches look really, really good when the ball goes in, and we look really, really bad when the ball doesn't go in. And when you shoot 31% from the field, it's really hard to overcome that. And I thought we did a pretty good job of defending to give ourselves a chance to win that game. And really that's what kept us in it, right? So you shoot 21% from the 3-point line and you shoot 20 and you have 28 attempts. That makes it really, really tough to score. So we defended well. We held them, to 50. If we could have kept them in the 40s, obviously in regulation we'd have won it, and that was always the goal, was keep teams in the 40s. But ultimately, Lily Lang kind of said, "I'm not gonna let us lose this game. Let's go win it." I'm a senior for Wilmer. Really great kid. Great player that's played for a lot of years. And had the experience to say, you know what? No, I'm not letting this happen again. It's happened too many times, and she kind of put the team on her back at the end of regulation and got them into overtime. So a credit to her. Really happy for her. Really happy that they won the section her senior year because she's a player that kind of does it the right way. She's not flashy. She's not cocky or arrogant or anything like that. So fun to see that. But obviously we didn't want to be on the losing end of that. But they had a kid on their side that said, "No, I'm not going to let us go home right now."
Well, and Wilmer beating Little Falls for the championship again speaks to the balance in this section. I mean, we knew going in this could be a wide open tournament.
Yeah, when you look at the boys' side and talking with Coach Johnson, he talks about how anybody 1 through 7 on any given night. And clearly, right, with the way that tournament is shaped up, it's been really fun to watch that March Madness unfold. But in our section, in our area of the world, it was really a three horse race, and it was us, and it was Wilmer, and it was Little Falls. Probably not in that order, actually. It was going into the season, everybody kind of had Wilmer pegged for the section favorite because they brought everybody back, and Little Falls kind of flew under the radar, I thought, a little bit, but we knew how good they were. And then us, we knew we would be solid and competitive, but had some unknowns graduating, Bryn Sternberg and a huge piece of our offense. So going in, that's kind of what it looked like. And as the season kind of unfolded and developed, you saw how even it was. Little Falls kind of emerged as the 1 seed, and they beat us by 13 and they beat Wilmer by 11 in the regular season. But come playoff time, all bets are off. And when I watched the Wilmer Little Falls game, it was just Wilmer defended, and that's what it took to kind of rattle their Little Falls' cage, and on any given night, and that's playoff basketball, right? And you hope that home court advantage you can lean on that a little bit, but at the end of the day, you got to make plays and you got to knock down shots.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple game if that happens, right? So Hattie Fullhart reached a milestone that night. Always fun when that happens for one of your players. She got her 1,000th career point, and Hattie's just been like a picture of consistency for you this year.
Yeah, she averages about 13 points a game. She averages about 8 to 9 rebounds a game. So you're flirting with a double-double on an average, which is pretty impressive. I really wish she would have got to 1,004 points, but
right, there you go.
That would have put us over the top. But for her, to get that, because we looked up at the scoreboard and we knew how close she was, because she was sitting at 16 points. She needed to get to 17 points to get to 1,000, and no kid in our program probably deserves it more than she does, because she's put in so much time, so much effort, so many hours in the gym when nobody else is, right? And nobody else is there to see it, but she's there, and has always done it the right way. So I'm looking up there like, okay, all she's got to do is get to the free throw line here, just get one, and that was in the way back of my mind, right? And we come out of a break. She's still at 16, and we're down 3 points, and there's plenty of time, and there's 20-some seconds left, and I said, okay, we got to go down, we got to get a quick 2. If we don't get a quick 2, maybe I should have called timeout. But we go down the court, we're not getting a quick 2, and then there's about 6 or 7 seconds left, and Hattie gets the ball, doesn't have a great look at a 3, but she drives to the hoop, gets the 2, gets the 1,000th point, which was great. And then we ended up calling timeout, using our timeout, fouling quick. They went down and made 2 free throws, and then we just couldn't get anything to materialize there at the end. But a great accomplishment for her, great milestone for her to reach. I'm sure she would trade that 1,000th point in for a section championship or the opportunity to play for one. But it is what it is, and really great a testament to her and the time she's put in.
Well, and when you attack the basket in that situation, you're hoping for a foul too. You make the shot, go to the line. Maybe you're playing overtime.
Yeah, so. and they were following my directions of we're trying to get a 2, and then we can extend this game a little bit, and that's what we did.
Carly Hurst had a double-double for you that night, 12 points, 11 rebounds. There's another individual that is in danger for a double-double anytime you hit the floor.
Yeah, just also a testament to how much time she puts in, and how much of a basketball background you have to have the IQ to rebound and to defend. Both her and Hattie would get the toughest defensive assignments. They had to guard Wilmer's 2 best players every time we saw them, and when you do those things, it's kind of taxing on your body. Your legs are tired when you have to defend their best players, because their best players are hard to guard, and you do that, but you're also going to score double digits, and you're also going to get 10 or more rebounds. So to do that, you have to play smart. You have to play you have to read the ball coming off the rim to rebound like that. And Carly and Hattie both do a great job of that. But the great news is Carly gets to come back for another season.
There you go. Ruby Ellison. What a great year for Ruby. Early on, she was kind of your offensive juggernaut there. She was scoring 20-plus points every game. Opponents got wise. Maybe gave her a few more moments of attention defensively, opened up some opportunities for other players. But Ruby just had a great year for you. She had 13 the other night. She had to just kind of figure out, okay, how am I going to get my points now that they're doing this to me defensively? And you had to make some adjustments to the way she was involved.
Yeah, anytime you have a player that can shoot it like she can, she's going to garnish a face guard, especially late in the year. So a lot of our offense became Ruby come up and set a ball screen because they're not going to help off of it. Or if Ruby, if you're going to space to the corner, we're going to attack off the dribble on your side because they're less likely to help off, right? So don't get me wrong, we still wanted to involve her, and when we try to get her some post touches and things like that, have a couple of set plays that we can get her the ball inside because sometimes she has a mismatch on her as far as her length. But yeah, she really changed. She had to change and evolve over the course of the season on how she was going to score, and mid-range game a little bit, get to the rim a little bit. But yeah, when they take away one element of your game, you got to find other ways to score.
Well, it was quite a year. 19 wins, I believe, for the Otters. At the end of the season, you had some competitive battles, some really good tests. Overall, you look at the off season coming up here. What are your expectations from your girls now as you enter the off season? What do you want them to do and take from this year as you look to bringing back, a group of underclassmen?
Yeah, I'm really excited for Otter girls basketball. Watching our JV, which was really sophomore heavy, with some freshmen and an 8th grader too at times. So the youth of the program is very much strong, and I'm really excited for how they play the game. We've been doing some of our exit meetings and stuff like that, and they play really hard, and that's just something that if you have 5 kids on the floor that are playing really, really hard, then you can be competitive on any given night. And they do that. They get up, they defend. So I'm really excited for what we have coming through. When I look at the numbers over the course of the last couple of years, I think we need to become a better shooting team. That comes with getting shots up in the gym. More fundamentally strong. I think, our assist to turnover numbers weren't always where they needed to be this year. So how can we be a little bit more fundamentally strong in how we ball handle and how we pass the ball to our teammates and get into those spots and changing the passing angle a little bit. So it's going to be a fun off season. We're really looking forward to putting in the work. And it's kind of a blank canvas, right? Like you get to start over again, and you're starting fresh, but you're also starting with some pieces that are coming back. So when you look at Carly and you look at Elizabeth and Reese and Presley and, Grace Black, Ella Kwapinski and Hallie Price got some time towards the end of the season too. And then you have Izzy Landberg coming in and Zaina Zita, with some size in the post. And, we have a lot of really, really fun, elements coming, but we really have some great kids that are coming through. So we're really excited for those kids to work with those kids. Cause in the grand scheme of things, we talked about this post game, in the locker room of one game doesn't define us and being a basketball player doesn't define us, but committing to the process is really what we're looking for. Right. So now the process starts now for us because we're 365 days away from the ultimate goal of trying to be in a section championship. And, it's not about winning the section championship. Yeah, that's a great byproduct of it, but we really need to be true to the process and have something to work for and work together to do that. So, that's kind of the vision is how can we enjoy the next 365 days of working together and working hard to get better.
Sounds good, Coach. Appreciate your faithfulness in coming into the program and keeping us posted on your team. And great season again of Otter basketball.
Well, thanks, Greg. Appreciate you and all you do for our area sports. It's just the coverage and the website and the Coaches Show. It's all great stuff that not everybody gets to experience in their community. So we appreciate you.
Don't tell anybody I get paid to go to games, Josh.
Well, hey, you know what? I'm sure it's worth it per hour.
Yeah, right. Just like coaching, right?
Right.
No, we don't do it for that. We do it for the
you do it because you love
game,
it.
Love the kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
So,
thanks, Josh.
Well, happy birthday.
Hey, thank you. Yep. I almost forgot. Josh Steer, head coach of the Otter girls basketball team. We're going to talk swimming next. Randy Hansen's here. What a weekend they had last week at State. We'll tell you all about it after this timeout. Don't forget, though, you better text quickly to 321-1926. The keyword Viking. You might win a $25 gift certificate from the Viking Cafe, who are, once again, presenting the Coaches Show.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
A fresh shipment of brand new Buick Enclaves and Buick Envisions has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. If you've been waiting for the perfect SUV, now's your moment. The spacious, refined Buick Enclave with 3 rows of comfort and confidence. Or the sleek, stylish Buick Envision that is smart, smooth, and ready for where life takes you. Buick, exceptional by design. Minnesota Motor. South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Lake Region Healthcare knows what all coaches know. It takes tons of teamwork, great amounts of grit, and heaps of hustle to triumph. Lake Region Healthcare, supporting and celebrating our high school athletes.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls is proud to sponsor area athletics. Nelson Auto knows the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls.
Running Stitches Embroidery in Fergus Falls is West Central Minnesota's leader in high-quality screen printing and custom embroidery. Whether you're looking for a one-of-a-kind custom job or need to outfit the entire team, Running Stitches Embroidery will be there when you need them.
What's your number?
I drove 60 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota. I drove 45 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
We are back on a Coaches Show brought to you by the Viking Cafe, and Randy Hansen is with us, the head coach of the Otter Boys swim team, who had just a great weekend at the U of M Aquatic Center last weekend. Lots of tremendous individual swims, and that's kind of what state's more about. But, hey, Otters were 6th out of 32 teams that scored. I kind of like that. You don't see a top 10 team finish real often.
No. In fact, I looked back, and I think it was 2013 we were 6th, 2014 we were 3rd, and I think 2016 we were 9th, I think was the last time we were in the top 10. And, you know, you place, you score points, but I think last year we were 15th with 48 points, and so this year we were 6th with 100 and whatever. And so that was, we figured that was a good possibility to be in the top 10. There's a website called Minnesota Swim and Vibe that's run by the Delano coach, and they took the prelims times and predicted us, and their prediction had a 6, and so we're like, all right, we'll take 6. So that was really nice to see our name up on the board consistently when they run the team scores on there. So that was a lot of fun.
What was it, 2011 when the Otters won that state?
Yeah,
I think?
before my time, but yes, yeah.
So they've been there a few times, like Randy recited there. But this is that's a great team accomplishment.
It was, yeah.
And the way you get to those points is you have your individuals go out and do what they did. I mean, what a great weekend, especially your seniors. But got to start with Reese. Reese Hansen is a champion.
Yeah, and you start to look about Christmas time. You start to see what other people in the state are doing. And he was the top guy coming back. There was he placed 4th last year in the backstroke. There were 2 seniors, and then the guy who won from Austin, moved up to AA. So he was the top guy coming back. So we knew he had a shot, and then you start to see what other people are doing. And like, so since about Christmas, we're like, well, we could pull this off. I mean, not counting on anything, but I mean, we knew he would be in the mix for that. And so he worked so hard and wanted that so bad, and just to do that, and it was just an awesome coach and dad accomplishment for him. So I was just super proud of him.
A lot of times I've wondered through the years, is it better to go down and maybe just swim 1 or 2 events, or to have your normal load of 4 events that you're in a regular meet? And Reese had to do that. He was in 4 events for you at state.
Yeah, the medley relay, and then 100 fly and 100 back in the last relay. So, his events are spread out enough that it probably wasn't a big deal. We made some adjustments with Landon and Matthew to kind of ease their load just a little bit, and I think that paid off for us in the end. But it all just depends, and there's just, state, like anything, is just... there's just a lot, and there's just a lot going on, and there's fast swims, and it's just a little different. So you kind of got to manage that. But these guys being vets, we knew they'd be able to handle it. But for him, his events were spread out enough; it really didn't impact him at all, I don't think.
Pretty exciting to get that state championship. But I know your 400 freestyle relay team was looking at that record, and they just missed getting the school record.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest disappointment. I mean, they've been gunning for that for a while. But you know what? I mean, that's sports, though, right? I mean, you work so hard, and you have that goal, and then you do everything you possibly can, and then you just come up short. I mean, we were 35 hundredths away from breaking it. So, and the guys did what they needed to do. Matthew Toole, broke 50 in his split for the first time ever, and that was awesome. And Reese and Jaden held tight, and Landon swam really well off of. So, I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, so it's their best time. It's the second best. As far as my records can show, the second best since I've got records back to about 2000. Second fastest 400 free relay that we've had. So
that's not bad.
It's not bad. No, it's not bad. It's not going to be up on the board, and I know they really, really wanted that, and so they're disappointed. But yet to come away with a 5th place medal in that is something. So I mean, that was bittersweet.
Well, I just love the fact that you had Reese first, you had the 400 free relay 5th, and then you had 3 7th place finishes too. So you had 5 events where you were in the top 8, and actually in the 500 freestyle, you had 2 guys in the top 8. So this was a really strong group of athletes. And you don't see that many guys in the top 8 usually either from one team.
Reese, I'd have to look back, but Reese was the first person in the top 8 we've had in many years, not counting the divers that we had in 2019. And then we came away with 12 medals, on last weekend. So that was really something, and they're all state. And so to have 2 relays all state, and then, Reese in the 100 fly and the 100 back. And then, Matthew and Landon, both in the 500. I mean, Landon swam his lights out, just awesome to make it in there. And I was so happy for him. He'd never been to state as an individual. And then he swims finals in 2 events and individual medal in the 5. So that was great. And Matthew swam his best time ever in the 500 too. And so I know he really wanted that school record as well, but it just didn't happen either. So that's, I know he's disappointed with that, but to have them both medal individually was, I don't know what more you could ask for, to be honest.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Your 200 medley relay, how did you feel that they performed?
Good. Yeah, really good. They set the tone right away, and we knew we'd be in the mix for the top 5, and they just swam lights out on that Friday, which they had to do to get in there, and then to come away with a 7th place. I know they wanted to be a little bit higher, but still, you medal at state. You're one of the top 8 relays in the state. I mean, that's something, and so that was just really nice, and it took a little pressure off too right away to get that first relay into the top 8. So. All their splits were good, and Jaden swam an awesome last leg, and Strandy's come along. So Ethan Strandy's come along so far in his breaststroke with Jason's help, and so it's just it was just awesome. Yeah, it was fun.
And those 3 guys, Lucas and Jaden and Ethan, getting to swim that first event, did that kind of get them kind of loosened up and maybe ready for their individual performances?
Yeah, and Ethan swam 100 breast last year and didn't make finals. He came in like second to last going into state last year, and so he had at least had experience, so he knew what that was. So that helped, and Jaden's been there now for several years, so he knew. But it was nice for Lucas just because, he was, I think, pretty nervous at sections, trying to make it individually, and then to make the relay in there, to get on that medal, it's just, you could just feel like, okay, I could take a little breath and things. So that was super helpful. He had never officially swam at the high school league state meet. He's been to lots of other big meets,
right.
But it's a different stage, and so to get that under his belt right away was really, really nice too.
And I was excited to see Lucas swim day 2 when. You're in that consolation bracket. The best you can finish is 9th, and he did.
Yeah. Well, he was 10th, I think. Yeah. Was he 10th?
Well, according to my stack, I made a typo.
I think, I don't know. But he swam really well. He dropped a ton of time this year, and he was one of the keys to that medley relay, doing as well as they did. We needed him to drop some time from last year, and he was an 8th grader last year. So naturally we figured he was going to drop some time, and he did. He came on super strong, and that was a huge part of that for us for that relay.
So now, like I said, hey, you're only losing 3 seniors already. Of course, those 3 seniors are pretty important pieces to this team.
Yeah.
But these underclassmen have to have benefited so much from swimming with them and reaching the success they reached as a team.
Yeah, you learn from the guys that come before you. So those guys have been together and they've been pretty tight for a long time. So we're going to lose some points. We're going to lose some leadership that way. But there's also then opportunities for the other guys. Those points voids now gets to be brought in. So like on the medley relay, for example, we'll need somebody to fill Reese's spot. Maybe we move some people around, but we'll need a body. So who's that going to be, and what's that going to look like? And so there will be opportunities for other guys. But there's no denying we're going to lose, at least a third of the points that we scored or more this year. So that's hard. That's hard, but that's what it is. There's ups and downs, and this year we'll enjoy this year and worry about next year later. Yeah.
Are all 3 of them going to swim collegiately?
Yeah, so Matthew Toole is going to swim at University of Minnesota Morris. That'll be great. You'll be close and things. And then both Reese and Landon, through no coordination whatsoever, are going to swim at the University of Wisconsin lacrosse.
Okay.
Yeah.
You love that too as a coach, right? To see your kids
it's
go
fun.
on.
If that's what they want to do, it doesn't hurt my feelings if they don't. But
right.
if that's what they want to do, I think there's something about being part of a team and connected with people right away. And it's a different deal. College sports are a different animal. animal. You know,
yeah.
I mean, and they're all three get a swim Division III, so it's not like you're owned by somebody in Division I.
Right.
But there's expectations and there's commitments and there's there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. So, but you do it for the love of the sport, just because they're not getting paid for it. But so it'll be fun to watch those three guys next year.
And a lot of road windshield time for the parents now. Longer road trips.
A little bit, yeah. 5 hours to lacrosse is one way. Is not close.
You know that road anyway.
We do. Familiar with it, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, great, Randy. Thanks so much for coming in as often as you have this year to keep us up to date on your team, and what a great year your guys had.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it, Craig. Yeah.
Randy Hansen, he's the head coach of the Outer Boys swim team. We are at the 9 o'clock hour, so we're shifting to Hillcrest basketball next. Donovan Rognes and I think Greg Preston coming in this morning to talk about the Comet girls. They've had tremendous years too. Boy, it's been a fun show today. Everybody's having a great year. So we'll be right back. We'll continue with the Coaches Show presented by the Viking Cafe.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
A fresh shipment of brand new Buick Enclaves and Buick Envisions has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. If you've been waiting for the perfect SUV, now's your moment. The spacious, refined Buick Enclave with 3 rows of comfort and confidence. Or the sleek, stylish Buick Envision that is smart, smooth, and ready for where life takes you. Buick, exceptional by design. Minnesota Motor. South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Lake Region Healthcare knows what all coaches know. It takes tons of teamwork, great amounts of grit, and heaps of hustle to triumph. Lake Region Healthcare, supporting and celebrating our high school athletes.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls is proud to sponsor area athletics. Nelson Auto knows the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls.
Running Stitches Embroidery in Fergus Falls is West Central Minnesota's leader in high-quality screen printing and custom embroidery. Whether you're looking for a one-of-a-kind custom job or need to outfit the entire team, Running Stitches Embroidery will be there when you need them.
What's your number?
I drove 60 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota. I drove 45 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
Welcome back to the program. Donovan Rognes is here. It's going to be a busy day for Comet fans today. Busy night last night. The Comet girls won. More on that coming up. But Comet boys with a game tonight at Breckenridge.
Mm-hmm.
And the section tournament, it's really going to heat up now, Donovan. You got some really good teams remaining, and this is a great matchup tonight.
It is. And I just want to start off by congratulating the Lady Comets.
Yes.
Way to go. Hannah's got those girls playing super well, and first ever state tournament appearance, and super happy for them. So I just want to say congratulations to the girls.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, what a year it has been at Hillcrest. I mean, 2 undefeated conference champions, boys and girls, high seeds in the playoffs, and now a section title for the girls, and the guys are coming off a football championship and a state tournament appearance there, and just a lot of positives going, and you're hoping you can ride that a little longer here.
Yeah, tonight we got a game against Breckenridge at Breckenridge, 7 o'clock. And just another tough Section 6 opponent. A lot of teams that are right now that are all high ranked and battling for position, and today's gonna be a fun day to see who comes out.
Oh, it really is. Let's go back to your Ada Borup West game.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what night. It's Thursday night, right? Yeah, it was Thursday night. The days are all just kind of melding together, aren't they?
This time of year they do.
Oh, man. But what a defensive performance by your Comets. I mean, you held them to 13 in the first half.
Yeah, we've said on the show many times that our defense is what spurs our offense, and we had a game plan for that night, and the guys executed just perfectly. A lot of team play, a lot of gap help, a lot of just knowing your roles and making sure that we.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. And just making sure that we work as a team. So when we play defense, it's all about communication. I tell the guys all the time, you got to communicate screens, you got to communicate switches, and we just did it really well that night. And so to hold the team to 13 at halftime was just a testament to their hard work. Yeah.
David, I'm going to take a break. Get this taken care of.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
A fresh shipment of brand new Buick Enclaves and Buick Envisions has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. If you've been waiting for the perfect SUV, now's your moment. The spacious, refined Buick Enclave with 3 rows of comfort and confidence. Or the sleek, stylish Buick Envision that is smart, smooth, and ready for where life takes you. Buick, exceptional by design. Minnesota Motor. South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Lake Region Healthcare knows what all coaches know. It takes tons of teamwork, great amounts of grit, and heaps of hustle to triumph. Lake Region Healthcare, supporting and celebrating our high school athletes.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls is proud to sponsor area athletics. Nelson Auto knows the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls.
Running Stitches Embroidery in Fergus Falls is West Central Minnesota's leader in high-quality screen printing and custom embroidery. Whether you're looking for a one-of-a-kind custom job or need to outfit the entire team, Running Stitches Embroidery will be there when you need them.
What's your number?
I drove 60 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota. I drove 45 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
All right. Well, hopefully I'm a little better here at controlling that cough. It's hard to suppress sometimes. We're talking Donovan Rogness, Hillcrest boys basketball, beating Borup West. We talked about the defense. An offensive milestone that night for you. Sean Berge reached 1,000 points.
Yeah, congratulations to Sean. So I've said this all year long. Well, not all year long. The last couple of weeks when we've been talking as a team, that a milestone like that isn't reached by an individual. It's reached by a team. Sean can't go out there and score 1,000 points without 4 teammates helping him. And what was so cool about it is that when you think about a milestone like points, it's a little bit kind of a self-centered type milestone. Rebounding, I would say, more of the award is more like grit and hard work. But if anyone's going to deserve an award of points, it's Sean, because I just love it because he's such a selfless player. So he'll go out and he'll distribute the ball. He'll have a wide open lane. He'll pass it to his teammate. He's not point greedy. So for him to achieve that milestone shows the effort of a team. It shows the effort of his work ethic and just his ability to create, but not to force. He's never been a forced player, and I'm super happy for him. I'm really glad that we get to celebrate that as a home game. You know, we were hoping to do it a few games earlier. He got injured with an ankle injury, so he was out for 3 games. We were hoping to try to get that milestone earlier, but I'm happy we got it at home, and the guys in the crowd got to see it and cheer him on. So,
well, we always talk about what a bonus it is to play additional home games. You get in the playoffs and get to host it, and yeah, what a great time to do that for him. Your rebounding has been so good this year as a team, and Ethan Swedberg had 14 boards for you the other night. What a key that is.
Yeah, again, you talk about, I just mentioned the work ethic of Sean, but Ethan's second to him, if any. He works so hard, and he's so valuable to our team. We don't necessarily need Ethan scoring 20 points a game, but when he creates second opportunities like he does, I think in those 14 boards, he might have had 7 of them offensively. And so when he takes that and he's able to pass that back out and give us second chance opportunities, what a gift. I mean, we don't have to score every single shot because we can sometimes get multiple shots of possession, and we're just grateful for his hard work and just loving his role. Like, he just accepts it, and he just goes every single day and does the same thing, and it's great.
Before I had my coughing fit there, I was going to pursue your defense a little further. In that Anders Tinjum ate you alive the first time you played this team. You had, 38 points.
Yeah.
You did a great job on him. What was your approach there on him? Was there an individual approach and attention paid to him, or was it just the overall team defensive plan?
Yeah, it was both. But I would say we definitely remembered that first game. Our defense, early in the season, coming off that football season, I think we just weren't geared up for our footwork and our lateral movement and our help communication. All that stuff just wasn't on par yet. And so we remembered his big game, and we just were committed to not letting that happen again. So they had two really, really nice players, and we identified that, and we had a role for our defense to try to take that away. And again, credit to the guys and their hard work. That's what they do. They accept those challenges.
Well, if you keep playing defense at that level, you're going to be in every game from here on out, no matter who you're playing. And tonight you play the Breckenridge Cowboys.
Yep.
Where are the main challenges against Breckenridge tonight?
Yeah, great question. Breckenridge is very, very similar to us. They've got three top players, and they are physical, and they like to run the break, and they like to move fast, and yeah, they're just very similar play to us. I think we played them earlier this year. We got a little lead in the game, and we were able to kind of maintain that lead and get a win. But I know that they're going to be coming back with a different set of momentum or effort, and I think we're going to see a different team today. So we're going to be totally ready for the.
And they get the home court tonight. So
yep, and they get the home court. So and. Breckenridge has always been kind of known as I don't want to say hostile. That's a bad word, but they just know how to bring their fans to life. And so our goal tonight is to make sure that the fans can't get into it. Another goal that we have for tonight is we talk about the game within the game a lot, and they have physical tools. We have physical tools. So we know that we're going to be even on that match, but can we maintain our mental presence? Can we play basketball with composure and not get riled when Breck goes on an 8-0 run? Can we handle that and withstand that? And I think we can. We have the guys that can do it. 7 seniors leading our squad. Right. They've been here before. A bunch of them played in the state championship game for football. They know what pressure's like, and they know the ups and downs. And so I think that's our big goal tonight, is the game within the game. So
well, and with that many seniors too, they know every time out could be their last time together out there on the basketball court, and that's a motivation. Yeah,
it is. And I when I talk to these guys and I look at them. They're really focused. I'm very proud of them for that part. They really want to do their best. They're great athletes. They work hard. They love team, and I think that they will look around the room and honestly tell each person, "I'm not going to disappoint you tonight. I'm not going to and they mean that." And again, what a blessing for a coach to have a team that is so unified to go out and play.
And for your fans, it's nice to know it's a short road trip anyway, right?
Yeah. 30 minutes down the road is much nicer than hours down the road.
I think you'll have a ton of people there, and there'll be a lot of excitement and momentum from last night in the crowd, so it should be a great atmosphere tonight.
That's what we're hoping. Basketball this time of year is a fun thing to watch.
Yep. Comets on a roll, 11 games in a row in the win column, and big one tonight at Breck. So thanks, Donovan. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for putting up with my my coffee there. Donovan Rogness, head coach of the Hillcrest boys basketball team. We are going to talk Hillcrest girls next. Greg Preston is here. When we come back, we'll draw also for the $25 gift certificate from the Viking Cafe. And the Coaches Show is presented by the Viking Cafe.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
A fresh shipment of brand new Buick Enclaves and Buick Envisions has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. If you've been waiting for the perfect SUV, now's your moment. The spacious, refined Buick Enclave with 3 rows of comfort and confidence. Or the sleek, stylish Buick Envision that is smart, smooth, and ready for where life takes you. Buick, exceptional by design. Minnesota Motor. South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Lake Region Healthcare knows what all coaches know. It takes tons of teamwork, great amounts of grit, and heaps of hustle to triumph. Lake Region Healthcare, supporting and celebrating our high school athletes.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls is proud to sponsor area athletics. Nelson Auto knows the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls.
Running Stitches Embroidery in Fergus Falls is West Central Minnesota's leader in high-quality screen printing and custom embroidery. Whether you're looking for a one-of-a-kind custom job or need to outfit the entire team, Running Stitches Embroidery will be there when you need them.
What's your number?
I drove 60 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota. I drove 45 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
Welcome back to the show. Greg Preston is here. Just telling Greg, it's been a while since I interviewed you.
It's been a few years.
It used to be every week practically, but Greg, the longtime, very successful head coach of the Hillcrest boys basketball program, and now helping Hannah Clark as an assistant on the girls. So how has that been? How have you enjoyed that?
It has been, in every way, just great fun. The girls have been tremendous, and the coaches very fun to work with, and it has just been, I would say, all good in every way.
That's good, and I know Hannah appreciates all the great help she gets from you, and Ryan Retzloff and J.P. Stender and Mackenzie Foss, and that's quite a coaching staff. So it must have felt good. Now, you took the Comets to state in boys basketball three times.
Yeah.
So you've been there. You've done that. Now you've been a part of that award ceremony last night and the girls section championship medals, and know that you're going on to state. And did it bring back some memories and some real appreciation for what these girls have done?
It brought many memories back, but I think most of all, just such excitement for the girls, because knowing just a little bit on what's on the other end next week for them has been something that I know all the coaches have been really hoping for the girls this year.
Well, and they put together quite a week of basketball. Let's kind of review it here. We won't spend a lot of time on each game because time constraints, of course, but you go back to the game against Rothsay, or against Hancock to start with last Saturday night. And the Owls have such a rich tradition, and it isn't that too many years ago that they were state champions in their girls program. And, of course, they've had a number of outstanding years there. But to host that game, get that game at home, and have that opportunity to play in front of the home crowd again. And I just loved what Ella Knutson did that night a senior, the last time on her home floor.
Yes. She has been, all along, sometimes, she's no question the leader of that team in every way. And I, kind of looking at not just that game, but all the games that she has played, I just look and just admire. Hannah and Ella have been together for 6 years, and the patience and the work that they have put in to turn that girls' program around in 6 years has been remarkable. And so I know that, for a lot of the girls have been talking, boy, we sure hoped that we'd get that one last night for both Coach and Ella, especially. Everybody gets to enjoy it, but boy, those two have just been so significant in the program.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And here they are getting to go to state together and with their entire team. 80-44 win that night over Hancock, and Ella had 20 points, 7 rebounds, 11 steals, 5 assists, just a tremendous line there, and a double-double from Elin Retzloff, who we'll get to in a couple of minutes too, but just a great job. And you're an old defensive coach. You love defense, and defense wins championships, so you've heard that forever. But again, you turned up the defense that night, held them to 44, and shut down their leading scorers, just did what you had to do on that side of the ball.
Yeah, I think throughout the year I've been so impressed. And I know at the end of last year that Coach Clark and Ryan and myself and JP kind of got together, and I was like, if they are going to really make a significant run, our coach has spent a lot of time defensively, and it has paid off. And the girls more than bought in, and they've had just very few games where they just really haven't gone out and locked teams down.
Yeah, and that gives you a chance to win every time out, right? So against Rothsay, you got down 28-22, I think it was. And then you scored the last 10 points of the first half and the first 12 of the second half, and just establish yourselves as being in control of that game.
Yeah. So it was a 22-0 run there at the end of the first half, beginning of the second half. And I think we were a bit, I don't know, maybe a little frazzled. Rothsay, their last two times, really attacked us, I thought, on both ends of the floor. Offensively, they just set great screens. They do so many things well and shot it really well against us too. And so we looked up and I think, hit some really big shots at the end of the half. And then I think that helped to settle us down then defensively too, and take a little better care of the ball and just settle the game down. But yeah, Rothsay really gave us fits this year.
They had a really nice year.
They sure did.
Yeah. And, of course, a couple of big players for them, Savannah Sullivan. She's going to get her points somewhere. She got 22 that night, but she was a great player for them. Mackenzie Tillman's tough.
Yeah.
But your girls that night, I look at the stats, and Elin had a double-double, 21 points, 13 boards. Elsa hit 5 threes, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Ella had 12 points, 6 boards, 6 assists, 4 steals. You just spread things out so well there, and I think it really showed last night how unselfish your girls are on the floor.
Right? I think so, too, and it depends on the evening. It's often, we'll say, kind of the big three, but it's when the other 3 or 4 that really contribute, like last evening, makes them very, very tough to beat.
Yeah, well, that game against Rothsay, Emmy Berge had, what'd she have? She had 5 points, 5 rebounds, 6 steals. I mean, that's a nice line, you know? Yeah. And you had a 42-29 edge on the boards against Tigers. And then last night against a Breckenridge team that is a physical team and a big team, couple of 6'1" girls in there, you all rebounded them by 13.
Right. And I think maybe even more. That was, I thought, one of the many things. When I look at our girls, our guards really rebound the ball. So last night, I think our 3 guards had 22 rebounds.
Wow.
Against Breckenridge. And Breckenridge, they are physical, talented, experienced. And I think it was maybe something like, 35 boards last night?
Yeah.
So that makes a big difference.
Yeah, and nobody with double-digit rebounds, but everybody was 7, 6, 8, just everybody rebounding. We used to think only big people rebounded, Greg, but you don't win like that, do you?
That's for sure.
Everybody's got to be rebounding, and they did. Elin, this is an 8th grader, Greg, okay? In the biggest game of her life, the section championship game, and she scores the first 12 points for your team and finishes with 32.
32. I mean, you had to kind of see it to really believe almost what she did last evening was, to use a word, remarkable. She took 14 official shots from the floor.
Really?
And it had 32 points. And her shots, too, were from taking the ball to the basket to, there was a 3-pointer that she hit in the game. She only missed 3 shots last night from the floor. And I don't even think that her hips were squared to the basket, and she caught it and shot it. The ball came from a wing and just delivered the thing without any rim, and just her 3-pointers, her mid-range shots, taking the ball to the hole. She had an unbelievable evening, and that, was just incredible.
And if she made her free throw, she'd have been even better.
That's right.
Isn't that funny? I mean, the one shot that should be easy, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it just happens.
It does.
Yeah. But, what a great night for Elin. And then she had 4 blocked shots.
Yes.
So she brings it on the defensive end, too.
Yeah.
Those are incredible numbers. But again, and Jason, I thought, brought it out well in the post-game interview with Hannah about how Elsa and Ella and Emmy and Avea and all of them, they have such basketball sense that when somebody's hot like Elin is, you don't think about scoring yourself. Right. You're like, is Elin open? I'm going to get the ball. You're looking for the options. Sure. Yeah. So the unselfish play again, and just knowing the game. They know the game so well.
Mm-hmm. I think the difference from last year to this year has been something that the ladies have matured in ways that I really haven't quite seen from one year to the next. Take a look at like Elsa. Last year, tremendous shooter. This year, she's become a tremendous basketball player. So she takes care of the ball, her passing, her defense, and her rebounding. Those have been such, I guess, significant gains that it just makes everybody else so much better. And Ella Knutson is that type of player, too, just physical, defensively. Every girl has stepped up so well this year and improved their game. And then it's everybody that's put their shoe on the floor last night, contributed in such significant ways that it was like Stella Moline coming in, hitting 3 big threes, and her defense getting so much better. Emmy Berge, one of our leading rebounders, is our guard that, again, her basketball, I would say, IQ this year, when to penetrate, when to kick, when to hit big shots and rebound the ball. And she just dogs girls defensively, just all over the court. And that is just really, really fun to see.
You love that.
I do. And Avea last night in the post just really took care of business in the block, which just makes things so much easier for all the rest of our girls.
Yeah, Hannah's comment was that Avea controlled the paint in the defensive end. Didn't allow Breck to do much.
Right. I think they had their post players, don't quote me, but I think they had 4 points between the two of them.
Great effort there.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and Emmy, you mentioned, she had 8 rebounds to lead you last night.
Yes.
Elsa had 9 assists.
Right.
Boy, if I'm defensive game planning against the Comets, I'm scratching my head. I'm like, well, what are we going to do?
Yeah. You know, last night, I'm really looking forward to just watching the game for fun today, because I think, as ESPN would say, it was an instant Hillcrest classic last night, because Breckenridge was a very, very good basketball team. I think they won maybe 14 of their last 15. I'm watching them. They have several girls that have just beautiful shooting techniques. They can shoot off the pass, the dribble. They're experienced. They're physical. And I was like, boy, we are going to need a defensive effort, a really great defensive effort. I think held them 17 below their average last night, and then shot 57% from the floor to pull out that win. And so, I mean, it was a game that we needed everybody to play one of their best ball games to pull off a win like that.
And it happened.
It did.
Up 14 at halftime. They never got closer than 11. Your biggest lead was 17. You maintained it through the whole second half and got the win. So great win. Now we'll find out who you play sometime this morning. They're probably seeding right now.
Yes. So
I'll have it on the website.
We'll know soon.
All right. Greg, thanks for coming.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Craig.
it. Greg Preston, assistant to Hannah Clark with the Hillcrest girls basketball team. The winner of the, there we go, the $25 gift certificate, Hillcrest Connection. Trevor Unseth of Fergus Falls. Don't pick it up till Tuesday, Trevor. It won't be available till Tuesday, the certificate. Then you can go eat to your heart's content. Thanks for joining us. One more show next Saturday at 8:30. Or wait a minute, 8 o'clock. I better not be here at 8:30. I'll miss the first half hour. We'll be here at 8 next week. Tune it in on News Talk 1250 KBRF through the Fergus Now app and the KBRF YouTube channel, presented by the Viking Cafe.
Thank you for joining us for the News Talk 1250 KBRF Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe and brought to you by the Minnesota Motor Company, Lake Region Healthcare, Nelson Auto Center, Quality Toyota, and